Welcome to Review Rewind, the show where a couple of friends watch movies of old and aim to figure out if the reviewers were spot on or a little off. I'm your host, Mike.
And I'm Tristan.
And this week, we're talking about Tommy Boy. Holy
Mike, let me ask you a
shnikes.
question.
What's that?
Who's your favorite little rascal?
Oh, Tristan, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, technical difficulties, but we got it. We got it.
Yeah, you know,
Got it.
computers, technology.
It's
we
all
use it every day.
It's all the devil. No, that's a different movie. Anyway, this movie, Tommy Boy, directed by Peter Siegel. It was actually his second movie. Screenwritten by Bonnie Turner and Terry Turner. And that is kind of true. They got the writing credit of it, but they only wrote about 30% of the movie. Even though he wasn't really credited, Fred Wolf, who worked on SNL and some other comedy stuff, actually did a lot of the heavy lifting with the writing. He's not credited. This movie is really bad about crediting people.
Yeah, I was noticing that.
Production company is Paramount Pictures. Rating is PG-13. It is a comedy. March 31st, 1995. Runtime. Runtime is an hour and 38 minutes. Budget of $20 million. I was going to say 20,000. $20 million. And it grossed $33 million. It did not release internationally, so the U.S. gross is it. But I will say I was reading some information about this, and Paramount, which has movies, a lot of big pictures, Godfather, I don't know, there's more. I had a list, and then I lost them all. But on the 10-year anniversary of this movie, a reporter was just getting information about everything, and he was talking to an executive because the journalist knew, hey, this movie made nothing on its release. Why are you doing a 10-year anniversary? And the executive said that even though it made nothing upon its movie theater release, when it went to home video, it is in the top 10 most sold video of Paramount history.
Whoa.
It is one of the biggest moneymakers for Paramount to this day.
That's crazy.
That's wild. So while it made no money upon its theatrical release, it has made so much money for Paramount Pictures because, one, it cost nothing. Two, it was a Paramount Picture production, so it was right out of their pocket. So they own all the rights. Everything they make, now it's just profit, and it's just been profit ever since. I think it broke the record, or it got into the top 10 within 5 years of being released on video. So huge. And we're about to have the 30 year. So it had its 25th 4 years ago. And that was still true. So it made so much money. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
It starred Chris Farley, the late, great Chris Farley, David Spade, Bo Derek, Brian Dennehy, Dan Aykroyd, and Rob Lowe, who was not credited.
Was not credited, but he was kind of a big role.
I actually don't know why he wasn't credited. And the only thing I can think of is he agreed to do it and he wanted to do a comedy. This is what I'm gathering from the interviews, because he never outright says it, I don't think. But I think from the interviews, he wanted to do a comedy, all that good stuff, but he was on a certain trajectory He was an 80s heartthrob. He had done dramas and all that stuff. And so I think there was a little bit of can't have your name on this dinky comedy kind of thing. But he really loved doing it. He really enjoyed himself. And, honestly, I think a lot of people know him from this movie up until Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
There are other shows and movies and stuff, but this is how I knew him before Parks and Rec.
Yeah, he was in Wayne's World.
Excellent.
But yeah, it was so.
Sorry.
Something that I read was saying that the original script for this movie was supposed to be focused more on the brother relationship of Chris Farley and
that is true.
Rob Lowe's character, and then it shifted.
Yep.
And I guess when that shift happened, he was also filming something else, so they almost replaced him. But then he came, and maybe it was in that time that they were just like, you know what, just like I'll do it, but you don't have to credit me. I don't.
It might be a union thing. Yeah, it might be a union thing. Yeah, that's 100% possible, and yeah, the original script was very much supposed to be a brother comedy, not a buddy comedy. But once they got David Spade in, because Chris Farley was the one they were wanting to do it for, but once they knew David Spade could be the little buddy, Peter Segal worked with what's his name again? I already forgot his name. Fred Wolf, to really write the buddy focus or the main focus on Tommy and Richard rather than Tommy and Paul. So I think, if I recall, one of the either Bonnie or Terry Turner, when they saw the final picture, they went to Pete Segal after, and they were like, this is not the movie we wrote. And then they go, but that's a good thing, because this was much better than what we were expecting it to be. So cool, but it clearly was very different. The whole history of this movie is crazy. Like, not crazy, but like what they had to do to make this movie is wild to think that they did this, because both Chris Farley and David Spade were still working on SNL at the time. And so they were filming in Toronto, and they would do SNL, fly out Sunday, film Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Or no, I think they said it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, fly to the table read on Wednesday, fly back on Thursday to Toronto, film on Thursday, and then fly back on Friday for the rehearsal, and then Saturday.
That's crazy.
And they did that for 10 weeks, I think.
Oof.
Yeah. Crazy
That's
schedule.
nuts.
Crazy. But they made it work. Came out a movie. Music by David Newman. This one was very interesting to me because David Newman has worked on a lot of movies as a composer. Let's see if we can name a couple that I was kind of surprised about. Where'd they go?
He did Scooby-Doo.
He did Scooby-Doo. He did The Spy Next Door. A lot of hits. Oh, this was the one, Serenity.
Mm-hmm.
The cat. He was really into Dr. Seuss or something.
Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
Yeah.
E.T.
Ooh,
Oh, he was just a musician on that one.
No.
Sorry, these ones
He composed The Flintstones,
are musicians.
The Sandlot, The Mighty Ducks. He was in a lot of
Yeah.
way our childhood. He did Bill and Ted's Bogus
Mhm.
Journey. Did he do the first one? He's directed he's composed a lot. He did
Conducted, yeah.
Excellent Adventures, Throw Mama Off the Train. Oh, Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie.
That's Tim Burton's first short.
Oh yeah.
He did the music for that.
Hold
So
up. Is an orchestrator and a conductor
Those are
different?
Yes. So
Okay.
what you want to look for is composer. A composer is someone who wrote the music.
Composer. Okay.
A
All the
composer.
things that I'm seeing are.
So that's probably music department.
I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh,
Yeah.
because it was automatically checked for me.
Yes. Which I hate this feature of
There we
IMDb.
go.
There you go. So you're looking for composer. An orchestrator is someone who typically takes other people's music and arranges it for whatever the orchestra is. And then the conductor is typically just the person who's leading the musicians the day of the record.
That makes sense. That would also explain why I kept getting like the instrument that he played in a certain thing. It's because it was showing me the wrong stuff.
Oh, he did Death to Smoochie. Bedazzled. This
Okay,
guy's-
he did do Galaxy Quest.
Oh, yeah, he did do Galaxy Quest. There you go. Never Been Kissed. This is Anastasia. He did the music for Anastasia. Jingle All the Way. Matilda. He did the music. He did the music for The Phantom. How did I not see this the first? Operation Dumble Drop. This man was the soundtrack to my childhood. He did Coneheads.
He did a lot of like good stuff.
Holy crap. Anyway.
Anyway, you know, I was
He
thinking,
did Rover Dangerfield, the animated. No respect. Alrighty.
the thought that I had when you were talking about the how much it made after going to home video
Right.
makes me think that this movie would not do as well, would not be a success if it were made today, because back then, and I think Matt Damon has talked about this on interviews, but like movies used to make a lot of money from when they would go to theater, and then they would also make a lot of money after they got sold at
Right.
home. But nobody buys movies anymore. They just stream them,
Right.
so they don't make that much money. And then that's why we only end up with movies that are like, hey, it has to make $1 billion, or
Right.
we're not going to do it.
The movie industry has destroyed their mode of making money
Mm-hmm.
to try to like keep up with certain aspects of technology, when in reality, physical media, I don't think was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's like huge environmental repercussions for it, then that's a different conversation. But I think in the grand scope of it, like, there really wasn't a big deal to having to buy a DVD or something and watch a DVD like that. Like, I get the idea of streaming, but I don't think streaming as a method of viewing media is that much better than like just watching a disc or a VHS or whatever it is, because like the discs look so much better than any streaming I've seen so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you go to a movie theater, it's digital, but they have to download it. They're not streaming it. So
Right.
they're downloading all of that information. When you stream, it doesn't download. It gets a certain amount. So there is a limitation to how good it can look.
Mm-hmm.
And like 4K, what is it just called 4K Blu-ray? Is that the highest? Yeah, 4K.
essentially, yeah.
4K. That looks amazing. It looks
Mhm.
astonishing. I've never seen streaming look like that. unless the TV's trying to cheat a little bit. But there's
they always do.
Yeah, there's digital artifacts that kind of make it look like it's higher quality, but if you really are paying attention, you're like, okay, it's not.
Yeah.
I loved when 4K was coming out and they would show like The Dark Knight or something, and I never noticed any of the special effects or CGI, but then they would show it in that, and I'm like, all of that is CGI.
Yeah, that was the thing about the high quality stuff, is that it's like, wait a second, I can see everything.
Yeah.
To its detriment, you could see everything. Anyway, we're here to talk about Tommy Boy. We could probably make a whole podcast about our feelings about streaming versus physical. But let's talk about Tommy Boy.
And that was an excellent transition to our next segment, Recap Rewind, where Tristan and I give you, the audience, our own interpretation of the plot. We are going to make a change where we were noticing, and maybe you as the audience were noticing, that some of our recaps did overlap. And it's not recap overlap. It's recap review. Rewind. Oh, shoot. Have I been saying it wrong the whole time?
I think you said it wrong just once, but
I have it written wrong.
Oh, you have
Rewind. My whole life is a lie.
It's okay. You've never said anything correctly on this show, so it's fine.
It's probably true. So we are just going to take turns doing it. And so I am going to lead the way with Le Tommy Boy. Here we go. First time.
You got it.
Tommy Callahan, Chris Farley, has just graduated college after working on it for 7 years. Without much of a plan, he heads to a small, made-up town of Sandusky, Ohio. But we are met with our first issue. Sandusky, Ohio is a real city, but you didn't know that, and don't you lie. Tommy lands to meet his childhood best friend, Richard, played by David Spade, who now works for Tommy's dad. They go to Callahan Auto Parts Factory, which has been in Tommy's family for over 70 years. His father, Big Tom Callahan, Brian Dennehy, meets them right before presenting the bank with his new brake line. This is the opportunity Big Tom has been dreaming about. Tom also bestows Tommy with a cushy job and a new office while putting Richard in charge of training. But wait, there's more. Big Tom has another surprise waiting for Tommy at home. It's Bo Derek. Bo Derek in a bikini, to be exact. And like, what time of year is it? This is the Midwest, and they're filming in Toronto. It looks like it's 50 degrees, but she's swimming like it's no big deal, which is friggin' crazy. But we find out that Big Tom is engaged to Beverly. But let's face it, no one is hearing Beverly. They're just hearing Bo. Not only is Tommy getting a new mom, he's actually getting a brother he's never had. The uncredited and shockingly funny Rob Lowe. You heard me right. I don't know if he got paid, but he certainly didn't get credited for this. Rob plays Paul, the immediately a-hole-ish son of Bo. Right out of the bat, he arrives on a bus, punches a kid through a window, throws his empty milk container into an occupied baby stroller, and scowls incessantly. After meeting Paul with a big hug, Tommy invites Paul for a night out on the town. They drive and eat and drive, and when Paul expresses boredom, Tommy takes him to the most exciting event in town. Strippers. No, cow tipping. It's cow tipping. Let's just say Paul doesn't have a great time and doesn't have a good view of Tommy after this. The wedding is upon us, and Tommy and Big Tom share an emotional moment. Bo and Big Tom wed, and everyone in town parties down until Big Tom has a heart attack. This turns into one of the saddest and most heartfelt moments in comedy ever. Tommy and the factory are faced with a dilemma. Big Tom is gone, and no one can sell his brakes, and the bank is pulling out of the loan. So Tommy steps up and volunteers Richard to go across state, across the Midwest. I actually don't know where they're going, but I feel like it's a regional thing, not like a cross-country thing. I think it's just within a region, the Midwest. Richard and Tommy set out to sell brake pads. They're ready to present their new product, and they take no shit from anyone. I mean, no prisoners. I mean, we don't take no for an answer until they immediately are rejected and take no for an answer. Tommy is bad at his job. It's hard to say this. It's hard to say this is his job. It's hard to say that this is his job because he's so bad at it. And Richard might know the technology of the brake pads, but he's actually pretty bad at sales too. After a deer destroys their car, several arguments, a smack in the face with a 2x4, and a restaurant outburst, Tommy gets his bearings and they start selling. All is going well until it's discovered that Bo and Paul are not mother and son, but a married couple planning to scam Big Tom the entire time. Boo! Hiss! Hiss! The degenerates want Tommy to fail because it means they can sell the company and make millions. So Paul fails to sabotage the company until he changes shipping information in the office of Tommy's love interest. I didn't mention this because while sweet, we got to keep moving. Tommy and Richard are devastated. There is now a rift between Tommy and Michelle, the love interest played by Julia Warner, and the company is on its way of being bought out by Ray Stantz of the Ghostbusters. Tommy gets the bright idea to talk to Zelensky, Dan Aykroyd, previously referred to as Ray Stantz, in hopes to convince him not to sell. Richard and Tommy commit some pre-9/11 plane shenanigans that would not go down nowadays. Landing in Chicago, the boys head to Zelensky and run into him in the elevator. He shows to be a callous businessman and rebukes Tommy's offer. The conversation ends when they get to the meeting room where Callahan will be sold, and Tommy sees Bo and Paul. The boys are escorted out and defeated. While the weight of what's happening is heavy, Richard drops his guard and shares how proud he is of Tommy. But wait! Michelle finds out and shares that Paul and Bo are married because they kissed, and it was gross. But then they were married, and so it wasn't gross. It was a scam. Tommy gets an idea, and all hell breaks loose. Tommy ties flares to his chest and enters in, making everyone think he has a bomb. Tommy and the gang interrupt the meeting with a TV crew where Tommy is able to plead his case and get Zelensky to buy 500,000 brake pads. 500,000 brake pads! That makes sense if you watch the movie. After the camera cuts... Oh, did I say the meeting with a TV news crew? After the camera cuts, the news crew camera, Paul protests, and it is revealed that he is a felon and wanted for several crimes, including computer fraud, which I didn't know was a crime, let alone in 1995. Long story short, the bad guy is caught, the factory is saved, and Tommy gets the girl. The
Woo-woo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to thank the Academy. Wait, no.
For what?
I don't know. Nothing. So, what'd you think of the movie overall?
Hey, so I was a little bit worried when we were going into it because of the track record that we've had with the movie so far. I was like, I have fond memories of this movie. Is it going to hold up? And you know what? It does.
Yeah.
I think it's still funny. It like the premise makes sense. You can believe in it. You can like, even though there's like crazy stuff that happens, like it's something that you can follow along with. The characters that were a little bit crazy made sense.
Right.
The characters that needed to be serious were serious. There wasn't really a crossing over of like boundaries of who needs to be doing what. There were a few moments that were just like, well, that's weird, or that doesn't make sense. And there were some things that I didn't like, but like overall, I think it's still like a pretty good movie.
Yeah. It has some dated jokes
Yeah.
that, I think if you made it today, those would just be rejiggered to fit, 2024's understanding of what's okay and what's not okay. The R word makes an appearance a couple times, and literally if you took those out, the jokes would still work. Like, it's not and yeah, there's a couple. I actually don't even know anything else. I always have a weird thing with the girl in the pool.
Yeah.
So in the movie, a conventionally very attractive woman skinny dips in the pool, and Richard spies on it, and whatever.
Watches the Yankees.
Watches the Yankees, yeah. And I had a lot of it, but they also present it with like, he's ogling her. That's not great. She's also skinny dipping in a public pool in the middle of a hotel. Like, it's literally in the middle of the hotel.
Yeah, she like looks around as if like, ooh, is anybody gonna see me? But then like Kami literally just walked past her.
I feel like he didn't walk that far.
Yeah. All the windows are facing the pool.
Yeah, that's the part. That's the part where I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't be watching someone doing that. She shouldn't be doing it. So like, there's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. But they also, I think what makes it like kind of okay is because Tommy calls it out. Tommy immediately, like, that's the joke. His joke is that Tommy is like, what you doing?
Yeah.
What you doing? And proceeds to tell some of what I believe are the best jokes in the movie.
Yeah.
Because they're honestly, I have been saying some of those quotes twice, 3 times a week. Not because I'm actually referring to someone doing any activities like that, but just because how Chris Farley delivers them, they're just so funny. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So I would say I agree overall. I still love this movie. It's still great. Yeah, there's a couple things that would be good if it was just like eliminated or just adjusted. But overall, the movie's great. The relationship between Tommy and Richard is wonderful. Tommy he's not what society deems as like a witty, smart person, but there is so much cleverness within him, throughout the whole thing, honestly, that I never really noticed and I really love, because, he's trying to play like a dumb, underachiever kind of thing. But like, there's so many points where he really shines as someone who's like very sincere, very sweet, but also like really clever and smart in a way that other people aren't thinking, Richard is just a douchebag, but like also has like a really sweet side when you get down to it, which, I don't think he'll come after me. I think that's David Spade. Like, I think that's David Spade. I can finally tell this. I met David Spade once. I was playing a show at, what's it called? Oh my gosh. World famous. It's one of those a Whiskey a Go-Go, the whiskey.
Okay.
And so we were playing a show there, and we had to get there really early. So I was like, oh, we're not going to play for another 5 hours, so I'm going to go get some food. So I went to the restaurant next door, and he's just there. He's just like eating, talking to the waitress, enjoying himself. It's very funny because he was in like a booth. he is tiny. He's a tiny man, and he was sitting in the booth like legs like Cleopatra-ing, like legs. Yeah, and I was just like, this is actively featuring how small you are because you fit there perfectly. But I was able to like say hi, I'm a fan, and enjoy your meal. Like I hate bugging celebrities, but he was fine. He was nice. I don't know.
Yeah.
He wasn't mean or anything. Anyway, so overall I really liked it. Let's get it out of the way. What were the things you liked least about the film?
Okay, least about the film. There are so many fat jokes.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah.
That it's like walking through a minefield of like anywhere you step, there's going to be a fat joke, and it's like it's so many. I mean, it's definitely back then. That was comedy, was making fun of fat people, and it's I think the thing that bugged me the most about it is like that joke doesn't need to be here.
Okay,
and like. Of all the jokes, I mean, there could have been some good. I mean, fat jokes are like nowadays, like looking at that, it's like it's not fun to make fun of people and like shame their bodies.
Right.
But I think there are some.
There are some in this that are played in a way that I don't think are offensive in the way that a fat joke normally is, where you know. Someone just says tubby or something like that. Those are unnecessary. When, for an example of something that works, is when Big Tom and Tommy have their moment, and then Richard says it's time, and then Big Tom says, so how do we look? And he goes, chubby. But it's immediately, he knows that was inappropriate. And both of them are like, you're drunk. Like, clearly you're already drunk.
Yeah.
That works because in the context of the moment, everyone is like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
This is not the moment for that. So everyone is aware of that. That's fine. But when people just say it like backhandedly or like there's so many where it slides in where they're like, haha, this is funny, whatever it might be. And then it's like, no, you don't have to keep calling them that.
Yeah. I think it would have been fine if they did have those moments, but the fact that it's just like it felt like every scene somebody was like just slipping in a fat joke.
Yeah.
For the sake of it. And it was like, oh, that's ridiculous. Another thing that I didn't really like was there were times that the plot went out of its way to make a joke that wasn't necessarily worth the laugh.
Yeah.
I can't think of a specific example at the moment. Well, I guess like this scene then there was a specific scene that I didn't like that I also wrote down, which kind of goes into this, is like the majority of the airplane scene.
Yeah.
Like feels like, where did this come from?
Right.
And it was like in the writer's room, they were like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we had a fat guy on an airplane?
Right.
Like that was the joke that they did, but it feels out of character for that to have happened. It feels like when Richard's doing the announcements over the radio,
part,
like
the worst part, I think.
He's not even like at this point, they're friends.
Right.
And he's making fun of Tommy, but like at this point, like Tommy's not doing anything really in the sense of what he's being made fun of for. And he like the jokes that are happening with Tommy are completely separate.
Right.
And the things that Richard are saying are completely separate. So that scene just doesn't work.
Right.
And it felt like the movie went out of its way to add this thing that they thought would be funny.
The airplane scene is hinged on the bathroom. The bathroom part of that is the most important part of the airplane. That is funny. That whole thing is very funny because it's really contingent on. It's not just that Chris Farley is a big guy, but he is uncoordinated in that space.
Yeah, and there's also the joke of Richard goes in and a second later walks out completely changed.
That is, I think, really that is a very funny joke, but in the whole span of this movie, it's like, okay, we have a very realistic movie, very realistic movie, very realistic movie, very realistic movie. At the end of the movie, we're like, never mind. Who cares?
Forget the realism.
Forget the realism. Though that is a very funny scene, and it's made funnier by Tommy being so confused by it.
Yeah.
Which that's fine. The scene where they do when Richard does the spiel, the airplane spiel, that's really not funny.
Yeah.
The inflatable or the flotation device, they make a point of showing like this is a kid's one. This isn't him being heavy. This is him getting the wrong one. So they're not making a fat joke per se there. He's a physical comedy guy, so that's funny.
Yeah.
But also probably could have done without it. Like I don't think the movie would have been hurt without it. I do think that them getting on the way they got on kind of has to be there simply because there is a running joke of Tommy going, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a running joke from it. But yeah, that whole spiel I didn't like it. But also they could have reworded it where he was actually trying. He just didn't try, which I was like, all of this would be a red flag for the people who are actually working on the plane.
Right.
Like every single one of them would have been like, you're not really working here. But if he would have tried and then like messed up or something, I feel like it would have had a better impact on everything. Because you could still have the flotation device.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that there are jokes that are in there that could have been in there, and like it could have happened to anybody, really. Yeah. The fact that it's happening to Chris Farley is just because he's such a physical actor.
Yeah,
that it's like that's his thing. It's
very funny because he's doing it. It could be funny with anyone, but it would be it's extra funny because it's him.
Right.
But everything that's surrounding that moment is unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anything else?
That's what I had written down. What about you?
I think the same. Some of the outdatedness, there's a joke or two that are passively like misogynistic or again, the use of the R word. Those moments where it's just dated. It's just definitely one of those things of like, some of these things that are inappropriate nowadays were kind of common, and they really didn't use a ton of them, but just the fact they're there, it's an issue. I don't have any straight examples, but
right.
I did. What was it? There. Some of the things that they were trying to fit within the movie just felt like they could have skipped it and it would have been okay. And I'm trying to think of just some of the stuff on the trip where it was just unnecessary. Like, I know it was like development, but they could have made the trip a little shorter and it would have been fine. But again, the movie's only an hour and a half, so I can't really complain. Like, I don't know what I would cut. Everything I would cut would probably equal altogether 30 seconds. So it's not like it matters too much.
Right.
But there's just a couple things where it's like, meh. All right. Well, what'd you like best about it?
I this movie's just so funny.
Yes.
Like
I
there
had out loud laughter several times where I was like genuinely laughing and laughing for a surprising amount of time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, same. I was just laughing, and it wasn't just little chuckles. It was like legit laughter.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've watched it. There's just like, there's subtle jokes, but then there's the big jokes, and like they just pair together so well.
Yeah.
I think the relationships that they created through the characters, like they all made sense. You mentioned like how the dynamic between Tommy and Richard, like that's good. The relationship, even though it's such a minor thing, but with Tommy and Michelle, is that her?
Yeah.
Like it's a relationship that makes sense.
Yeah.
And unlike a lot of the other movies that we've been watching recently, we actually like the main character.
Right.
And he's actually a good dude.
Yeah. You're rooting for him.
And you're rooting for him, and like he's respectful to like Michelle, and like their relationship is really sweet, and like this whole time he's just kind of oblivious to the fact that she likes him, but like it's just a cute relationship.
Yeah. Like even the thing that causes tension between them is like he is overreacting, but he's also like kind of nice about how he's overreacting, where he's like,
yeah,
you know, if you weren't such a rebel, maybe this wouldn't happen, kind of thing. And it was like he knows he's wrong, but he's just trying to find an answer to something that no one has an answer to in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not like yelling. He's not being a jerk. He just
he's just like, what happened?
Yeah, it feels like the blame is hers, but he has no other answer. And it's also a testament to like his awkwardness and like him not fully understanding how to have a relationship, which is endearing to him even more a bit. Yeah. It's the first one in a long time where we're like, the kiss at the end, we're like, aw,
yeah,
good for them.
It was a deserved moment.
Yeah.
A scene specifically that I liked is after they've hit the deer, they put the deer in the car, and then when the deer wakes up and the two of them scream, and then it cuts to the deer who also screams. Like it's so good. It's so ridiculous.
The fun behind the scenes thing on that is the deer is 100% fake until the final shot where it's standing on the car. And how they had to get that is they had a replica of the car and they had to put it in like a deer sanctuary because deers are not trainable at all. And so they just had a camera on this deer.
Just waited.
just waited for a deer to like show up, and they did get a shot of the deer. Like there's someone who can kind of motivate the deer to get into the right position, but they're not going to get anything that they did with the fake deer.
Yeah.
And so that's just kind of an interesting behind the scenes there, but the only shot that is an actual deer is the last one where it like has finished its tirade and is scampering away.
Yeah. Yeah. Such a good moment.
Yeah.
So something that was interesting when I was reading that the original script was supposed to be like a brother story,
right,
between Tommy and Paul. They still did a brother story, but more of like a found family brother story, because Richard looked up to Big Tom,
right,
like because he was the only father figure that he had. So in some ways, it was like these two brothers. It's finding each other.
It's like the prodigal son, but like a nice ending.
Yeah, instead of him hating him,
where the other one is also learning the lesson.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, those were the things that I liked.
Yeah.
How about you?
I love the relationship between Tommy and Big Tom. Big Tom
Yeah.
clearly just loves Tommy, no matter who he is. Spoils him a little, but like really just like loves him, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like you are gonna kind of find yourself and become your own person, and I love you no matter what, even if it means it takes you 7 years to get a 4-year degree. Herbie Hancock. Yeah, I actually kind of love the villainous of Rob Lowe and Bo Derek. Like Bo Derek is clearly in on it, but she just doesn't seem as like as mean spirited as Rob is. Paul is Rob Lowe plays Paul, and Paul is just a mean man. Like he's just a bad man, and I kind of love how he is in this. Like, he's the worst person in the whole movie, and he does a good job of being that.
Yeah. Even the like kind of ridiculous moments that happen to him, like they don't. I think the first one is such a surprise when he's like peeing on the.
And he gets zapped.
And he gets zapped. Was like, wait, what just happened? But after that, it just set the ground for like, hey, ridiculous things are going to happen to this guy.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
He did all his own stunts, which he gets thrown about quite a bit.
And he didn't get a single credit.
Not a one. Yeah, so he had that one. And then it's so funny. The second one is when he takes the rifle to go shoot the tank on the truck, which is so funny because I'm like, why are you doing this? Just take a screwdriver, put a hole in it.
Yeah.
Are you trying to blow up the truck? What is your aim? Because your equipment does not represent the desired outcome. You have. It could be a 22. It could be a small rifle. Looks like a big rifle. It has a scope on it and everything. And then he gets attacked by the dog, which another fun fact about that one, the behind the scenes. So in this scene, Rob Lowe is in a car and he's trying to use the door as to steady his hand. But in cars back then, we don't really have cars like this anymore, but cars in the 80s and 90s, the seatbelt used to be two parts where it would clip around the waist and then it would clip around the shoulder. And then the one that clipped around the shoulder, when the door closed, it actually like started out toward the front of the window and then would move to the back of the window. And some people would just keep that chest strap activated the entire time and just let the door kind of pull it open. And so that chest strap is activated. So as he's trying to adjust himself, he moves the door, and in moving the door, the seatbelt starts to pull up, and it pulls the gun up, which fires, destroys a sign, and that sign breaks the chain that's attached to the security dog that attacks him. But before all of this, when we're introduced to the security dog, it's running full speed, and there's a shot of Rob Lowe, a side profile, and you can see the dog come within inches of his face. Mm-hmm. That dog is a stuffed animal.
Really?
And it's only like a couple frames, so it's so quick and it looks so real in the moment. But if you freeze frame it, it is so clear that it is a stuffed animal. But they were, I think one of the things I liked about this movie is some of the practical effects and some of the things they did were really good for how low the budget was and how like, quick the movie had to be made. Like they did a really, really, really good job. That fake deer looked real. Yeah. It looked great. It looked good. The action portions of the movie were done really well, where the transition between a stunt person and the actual actor was done really well. Like whoever the stunt coordinator was deserved their paycheck, and any residuals from that, hopefully they're getting some, because they did a great job.
Yeah.
And then other things I liked about this movie, the jokes, you know, like you said, the fat jokes got a little heavy-handed, no pun intended, but they were great. They were great.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is so quotable.
Yeah.
Like, I know we say like Billy Madison, and I'm sure a lot of people will say like Dumb and Dumber and different things like that are very quotable. This movie is so normal life quotable.
Yeah.
So quotable, because they just talk about things that are there. You know, like when they're, all of them, most of them are insults. So maybe you can judge me if that's bad, and I apologize for my character if that is the case. But we're gonna start talking about quotes and different things we liked about it. When Tommy is the navigator and Richard's driving, and he's like, all right, how long until we get to this one place? And he's like, I don't know, I can't find it. It's not anywhere on the map. And he's like, all right, let's check it out real quick. So where's Moron? Right here. And he points to Tommy. The scene at the gas station where the gas station attendant is projecting as much sarcasm as Richard.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I say laying it on a pretty thick is just like sensing some sarcasm. Yeah, I love this movie. And to my detriment, I've quoted this movie in situations where I should not at all. And I will tell the story. And I think I've told Krista this story before. But in high school, and if this person is listening, I'm so sorry for this. Please stop listening. Don't listen to me. Move on. Like, dude, how
do they know to stop listening if they don't know what you're going to say?
They know, I think. I was with, in high school, a person, and we were together romantically, and as high schoolers do, and I don't remember the context, but she was getting dressed up for something, and she asked me. She's like,
"Oh no, I know where this is going."
They should know too. And she asked me, "Hey, does this outfit make me look fat?" And I was like, I couldn't stop myself. Like, a slow motion, my brain was going, no. And I was like, no, your face does. And I was like, immediately, oh no, I'm so sorry. It's a line for, I'll show you the movie. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It just like spilled out of my mouth.
When the quote overtakes all brain function.
Oh man. Yeah. That was terrible. I felt so bad. That was damn near 20 years ago, and I still think about it.
It reminds me, it has nothing to do with Tommy Boy or anything, but a similar moment. My friend was engaged, or no, he bought the ring to propose to his now wife, and we did a game night. And as he was leaving, he was like putting on his jacket and checking his pockets. He's like, oh, what's in my pocket? And my brain went to quote Lord of the Rings or like The Hobbit, and it was like, the ring, like Lord of the Rings. But I said a ring, and then panicked, and then was like, like The Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings. He's like, yeah, I get you. And he left, and I was like, oh my gosh, I almost ruined everything.
Oh man. Let's see. I'm just reading from the quotes from IMDb because some of these are great. I can get a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take a butcher's word for it. That's a great quote. And then all his mess ups too.
Of it, yeah.
I could get a good look at a T-bone by sticking my head up a butcher's ass. It's like, what?
Yeah. you can stick your head up a butcher. Wait.
Yeah. When it clicks and he says wings, and then he goes to talk about the guy, talks to the guy, and he's like, why would someone put a guarantee in a box? And then his whole spiel about like, what if the guarantee fairy is a glue sniffer and he's get your daughter's pregnant? And then what does he say? Oh, he's like, because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of shit. That's all it is, isn't it? Hey, if you want me to take a dump in a box and mark a guarantee, I will. I got spare time. But for now, for your customer's sake, for your daughter's sake, when he said for your daughter's sake, I lost it. I was like, there is a beautiful line of thought in writing this joke to keep everything kind of going like, here's A, here's B, here's C. Let's rephrase A, B, and C and land on D. Like it's joke writing 101 and it's perfect.
Yeah.
And then for your daughter's sake, you might want to think about buying a quality product from me. And then, okay, I'll buy from you. What?
Yeah. And then later when he's on TV with the bomb, like the fake bomb, and it cuts to that guy with his wife watching TV, and she's like, that
there's this lunatic with a bomb.
And he's like, I buy bricks from him. And just like doesn't care.
Not at all. So this sparks something. We'll get back to quotes in a minute. Another thing I like, the background jokes are so good. They are so good. Everything happening in the background, something is happening and something is happening for a good reason. You know, even as simple as when Tommy's on the phone and then Richard is vacuuming up moths, whatever it might be. There was another scene where Richard is in the the scene at the gas station with him pushing on the car, like doing it just you have something happening in the scene that is very humorous, and then the thing behind it is just as humorous. And they did a really good job of like having these background things happen, even with just reactions. So the scene in the restaurant where Tommy starts to have his outburst with the waitress, and the people like start looking around, like you can tell that his outburst is starting to affect everyone. It just there's a level of, it's not even the background jokes, but there's almost like a level of realism where the things that the actors do are impactful to the world around them. And they did a really good job of that, because it feels like in movies sometimes the background doesn't connect to what's happening, even though what's happening, like someone is raising their voice, they're having some kind of thing that's happening, but no one reacts. No one does anything. In this one, people were reacting. We had movements where like, someone did something and then the scene around it reacts to it.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's good. There, one of the scenes that I really enjoyed early on when Tommy is like walking around the factory when he gets back, saying hi to everybody.
Yeah.
And then there's the one guy who's like doing what was it that
the polisher?
The polisher
or whatever it was.
And he's like, oh, let me try. And he does it and it just shoots off.
Right.
And they all pause and it just goes, nice distance.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good.
Yeah. And a lot of this movie, like, I don't even know if the lines are funny, but how he delivers it, the inflections are quotable.
Yeah.
Like when Tommy meets Paul for the first time, Paul says, you must be Tommy. I'm Paul. And he gives his hand for a handshake. And he's like, brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug. Like, I say that all the time, and I never hug my brother. Like,
Yeah, that's a quote that has stuck with me since like the first time I watched it.
It's so good. Like, and it's not even like a funny joke necessarily, but like it's Chris Farley doing it, and then he does like a just like an offensively big bear hug.
Yeah.
When Michelle yells at the boys, I swear. Oh, he's like,
yeah.
I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep. I swear to everything holy, your mothers will cry when they see what I've done to you. And then when she sits down and she's like, I don't know where they live.
Yeah.
Like it feels like this movie has a lot of great balance between like an outburst and like the after feelings of it. Like someone has a big outburst and then immediately it's like, I probably shouldn't have had that outburst. Like they're not afraid to show you that part.
Mm-hmm.
The scene where they have I don't know if it's the first sale, whatever it is, where he sets the model car on fire.
Oh yeah.
And he goes through the whole spiel and then the guy's like, get out. And Tommy goes, do you validate?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's so many little things.
Yeah, at the very beginning when he checks his grade and he sees that he got a D+ and he's like, D+, I passed, and he's like celebrating and he grabs a guy. And then he's like, I wish we'd known each other. This is a little awkward. And then just like
I don't
turns
know.
around.
I don't know if it's a fourth wall thing, but they have a few of those moments where it's immediately like the audience is immediately like, this is awkward, and then someone in the movie is like, this is awkward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the scene where Tommy puts back the door and then Richard opens it and it breaks off and he goes, what'd you do? I would like to forever apologize to a Carl's Jr. employee back in 2004, I want to say. Again, my brain is broken and I keep these stupid things in my head. I've mulled over this for 20 years? Or is this? Yeah, 2004. That's 20 years.
20, yeah.
I was at Carl's Jr. and in Carl's Jr. they give you the little A thing that has the number on it, or they used to. Yeah. I don't know if they still do that. And I broke it. I pushed down on it and it broke. And so I set it back up. And so when the person came to grab it, it fell apart. And I was like, what'd you do? And then I was just like, I'm so sorry. That was really rude of me. I'm so sorry. And if I didn't actually say that, then I've been thinking about that for 20 years. I felt so bad. Oh man.
I think that's the thing about this movie is, like you said, it's not that it's a funny, like they're not saying a joke,
right?
But they're like the situation that it's in is funny, and so when you find yourself in a moment that's like, oh, this is a situation where saying this thing that makes me think of this movie is worth it.
Right.
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. And then let's go ahead and talk about it. The hotel scene after Richard gets caught. I feel like every joke he says, because Tommy is so self-righteous because he's like, I caught Richard doing something and I'm never going to have the edge on him like this ever. So I'm going to revel in this. And so he's like, hey, Richard, what were you doing? I was looking at some paperwork. Looking at some documents? Well, geez, I don't see them. They're in my briefcase. Your briefcase? Well, it's all the way over here. The whole time. Oh, that's a pretty girl down there. Richard, were you watching Spank Division? Oh, what is it? Oh, maybe you were watching a movie with that funny comedian. Oh, what's his name again? Buddy Wackett? Okay, it's time. Let's have some shut-eye. Oh, I love the one you were saying. Geez, I wonder if she goes out with one of the Yankees. Just like how he... Couldn't tell you. What was it? Big day tomorrow. Hope we can keep this momentum going. Yep, that'd be good. Richard, who's your favorite little rascal? Alfalfa? Or is it Spanky? Sinner.
I love the pause and
the
then
sinner. I cannot tell you how many times someone has done something that is probably not even that big a deal, and I'm just like, sinner. Just how he delivered. Oh God, so good. I can't. Oh man. Yeah, we can. Just what? What is it?
Oh, I was going to say, do we even need to talk about? I feel like we've talked about it in a roundabout way, but who our favorite character is?
Yeah, Michelle, right?
Exactly.
No, yes, Tommy. He steals the show. Chris Farley. You know what? I didn't say it yet, so I will say it. This movie, one of the best things about this movie is while it is very funny, while it does have stupid, sex humor, stupid car humor, stupid humor, like it has humors all bounds. This movie has so much heart. It is such a sweet movie down in everything. Like the foundation of this movie is very sweet. Like the scene where Big Tom has the heart attack and everyone is coming to check him out, and then they cut to
that transition
is so good. Like there's also a lot of this movie that is directed really well. Like Peter Siegel is like a really good director, at least in this time. And I think the comedy is featured even more when it is directed well, and it is directed well. It's directed super well. But you know, the scene where after the funeral, where Tommy's just looking at the casket and then walks home and then is sitting, or he's walking to the factory and he's just sitting at the factory, and the song is going on the bagpipes. It's just really beautiful, and it's super emotional, and like I got worked up with it. Like I got emotional about it, even though I've seen it so many times. It's still really good, and they did a good job to where, yeah, Tommy is kind of a dum-dum sometimes, but like he has a heart of gold, and it's true throughout, and it's contagious. Like everyone wants to be, it feels like everyone around him becomes a little better because he's looking at life a little different. Yeah. Even with Richard being so frustrated with him, he learns so much from Tommy just because he's, you know, genuinely a kind person. And they did such a good job with that. And then also I forgot to mention the music. The music's really fun in this movie. Like it's super good. It's super dramatic when it needs to be dramatic.
Yeah.
It's really upbeat when it needs to be upbeat. The songs they choose for it to be like a rock band or whatever are really good too. Like it feels very like road trip. It also feels very 90s, but also kind of timeless. Like it doesn't feel too 90s. The intro, or the first like 3 minutes of the movie, where it's kind of the like,
yeah,
like that's a little dated, but also it was really fun. So it was kind of like, I don't know if it's dated. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I noticed. I took note of the soundtrack as well, and it was. I think it was kind of refreshing, and it feels dated because of like there is a sound of the 90s movies, but there's also like everything just sounds the same nowadays.
Yeah.
To have something that was like so different.
Yeah.
And there was like some jazzy moments, and there was like it had a wide variety of moments that like really worked with whatever was happening.
Right. And
so
the
like,
actual theme was like a really good theme.
Yeah.
Like it was really catchy. When you heard it, you knew that Tommy was on the move. Like you knew he was doing something, and it was really good. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Good job.
Speaking of music, I forgot about it, but like it's the road trip singing moments were fun. Of like the first time where they're tuning the song, like, oh, this song is great, and he's like, nah, and he changes it, and then they change it to a different one, and they're like, I mean, whatever, man, this one's fine, and it's like, okay, yeah, like I don't care, just whatever, and then like it cuts, and then they're both just like singing at the top of the lungs. So and good.
Then the other ones were like it was REM.
The
end of the world as we know it, and then they get to the fast part, and they try to sing it, and they fail miserably, and then they both sing the Spanish song really like well. That was a nice twist of just like these guys they don't agree on music, but then they do agree on music, and then they're trying, but they're failing to sing these songs, but they nail this Spanish song.
Yeah.
Solid joke. Solid. Eres tú. Eres tú. Yeah. All right. Before we get to the last part, just one more time, where are we going to take this deer? I don't know. The vet? You take dead animals to the vet? Why not? We take you to the vet.
You take you to the vet.
Got it? Shut up, Richard. That's another one. Just shut up, Richard.
Yeah.
Anyway. And now it's time for the Review Rewind. This is where we take a look at a positive review and a negative review, and we see where we fall. This movie was critically panned. The critics did not like it. It's a 46% on Metacritic. Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 40%, but this might be the most disparaging one we've had. Rotten Tomatoes audience gave it a 90%, and IMDb audience gave it a 7.1. So overall, the audience really enjoyed it. The critics did not. But this one critic from the San Francisco Chronicle did, in fact, enjoy it. And Tristan, why don't you go ahead and let us know what they gave it?
They gave it a 100. Has genuine life in it. It's an energetic comedy that consistently looks for and finds unexpected ways to be funny.
Yeah.
That's from the 31st of March, 1995.
Page C8. Yeah. You know what? I agree with that. It's good. Yeah. Alrighty. The Globe and Mail, Toronto. The Globe, I guess it's just the Globe, Toronto. 25%.
Oof.
Then I remember another law that says fat, dumb guys are always likable, so I'm really trying my best, and I pretend to laugh once or twice, but it's hard. That guy doesn't like fat people. This person does not like fat people.
I feel like there's a sentence or two in front of what you just read.
Yeah.
That is missing. And I'm very curious about what the context of.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can use my. No, it's not. It's not on. So, like I've said many a times, Metacritic has snippets.
You're right.
Snippets from the actual article, but most of these articles don't even exist on the newspaper website. They have not archived them.
Right.
So sometimes,
or if they are archived, they're just like,
yeah. So I looked up the quote.
images.
If you didn't know, on Google, if you put a quotation before, put your text, and put a quotation after, it will only look for that exact text. And it only found the Metacritic link. That's all it found. Sadly. What do you give it?
Well, I was gonna ask you. You got to me. You got to me first.
I'll say mine. That's fine.
Yeah, go for it.
So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna grade this movie as though we've taken out those things that we didn't like. As
okay,
the couple things that we see from a 2024 perspective, like the insensate, the overdone fat jokes, the use of the R word, because those were the two things that we found that were like objectively offensive, and offensive not in a funny way. If we remove that, A, like it has an A. If we kept it in, that would be an edit. It would be like, hey, I'm going to give you a B. If you can change these things, it's going to be an A.
Yeah.
Which, that's my teacher trying to give a second chance to a student who did a really, really good job. Just kind of lost their way on a couple things.
You just said exactly what I was thinking. Like when I wrote it on here, I put a B, and then I was like, yeah, but like, would I give it? I feel like I actually give it an A, but because of these things, it's probably what puts it down. But
right.
So I definitely agree that with those things, it's a B.
Yeah.
Without those things, it's an A. Like it's a definite rewatch.
Yeah,
definite.
I'm gonna watch
tell
this.
People to watch it.
I'm gonna watch this again when my kids are old enough, because there are some teen mature jokes in it. Like this is rated PG and it deserves to be rated PG-13 and it deserves to be PG-13. Like it should not be any less. Kids under 13 should not be watching this.
I watched it
even
when
though I watched this when it came out. I was 9. I watched it. I laughed, but I think I laughed at Chris Farley. Like I laughed at him, his physicality. I don't think I laughed at the jokes necessarily outside of like, no, it's still him. Like when he's not yelling, when he's talking in the fan, he's like, Luke, I am your father. Like I laughed at that. I know I laughed at that.
And then he feels the need to say, that was Star Wars.
And Richard goes, I know.
Yeah.
His I know is what makes the joke funny. That was Star Wars. I know. Yeah. I watched this when I was 9, and then 10, and then 11. I probably watched this every year. Probably a long time ago. I watched it a couple times. So I will say this, if you've never seen my photo, I'm a portly gentleman. I've always been quite large. And so when I was growing up, there were only a handful of people who were people I could look up to. And Chris Farley was one of them. John Candy was another. Drew Carey. Why I wear glasses and I wear big, thick frame glasses. Drew Carey. That's literally the reason I wear them. I'll say it. I'm not afraid of you, internet. My hero growing up was Drew Carey. Drew Carey. Yeah, it's as sad as it sounds, but I mean, he owns a soccer team now. He seems to be doing well. But with that being said, like there weren't a ton of people I looked up to, and I loved Chris Farley. And so watching this movie was like it was like, even though it's mostly white people, it was representation. Like I felt represented. And so that, I have a nostalgic connection to that, but it's also, even now, I would say, like, I'm a big guy. I weigh way more than I look, and that's from other people's perspective. I always ask people how much they think I weigh, and they always think I weigh like 80 or 90 pounds less than I do. And I say I'm pretty athletic for a person my size. And Chris Farley was like crazy athletic. Like his cartwheels, all his little stuff he would do. There was also a deleted scene from the beginning of the movie where he's trying to run to class, where he was actually like, I'm blanking on it. What's the little spin you do? A somersault. He was like somersaulting off the top of cars and like rolling on hoods and doing all this stuff. And it was like quite an athletic exercise. And how he moves so fast. His hands move fast. Everything he does, like he has really good control of his body, and he has a really solid center of gravity. So he can do a lot, and he doesn't fall. When he falls, you know he's doing it on purpose, because you're like, you wouldn't fall otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
So this movie just has such a nostalgic connection, and watching it again, I'm like, it's still funny. Yeah, there's some stuff I would rather it not have, but they aren't so let's put it like this. Like Rush Hour, a lot of the jokes were about Jackie Chan speaking English, or him being from China, or Chris Tucker being black. There are these things where it's like the joke solely sits on racism.
Right.
And a lot of the jokes here, there are like fat jokes, but there are jokes that are like funny where the world understands that it's not okay, but also like almost like Chris Farley is like saying like, I see it too, whatever those jokes may be. And then there are some where it's like, these are jabs. These are supposed to be insults. And sometimes they work because they are trying to insult this person.
Right.
Like they are trying to show, one, this person is not a good person, or this person has issues, and they're making insults to this person. Like there's aspects where those jokes kind of work, not because they're funny, but because they are insults. The joke doesn't hinge on that.
Right.
And that's where like there's a difference. When the joke hinges on the thing that is offensive, as that's the funny part, or that's the punchline, it doesn't work. This movie has a lot of aspects where, yeah, they have things that are offensive, but that's not the punchline of the joke. The punchline of the joke is the reaction. The punchline of the joke is what came before it, what comes after it. And that's where it kind of works. Do they do it too much? Yeah, they do. Yeah. But at the same time, there's a lot of points where it kind of works, honestly. And
the punchline is yelling at the kids for calling him fat.
Right.
Not the fact that they're calling him fat.
Yeah. Like there might be a knee-jerk reaction. And it's funny because when they're yelling at him, I don't think any of those jokes are funny, but you almost feel as uncomfortable or angry as Tommy feels.
Yeah.
And that's where those work. And then, Richard, when he says it, you're trying to show that Richard is a jerk.
Yeah.
And he doesn't see any worth in Tommy, and he just believes that Tommy's whole character is a fat guy.
Yeah.
Which I will say, they really turned the tides on him at the end with the wig.
With the toupee. Yeah.
And like they really humble him. I don't know if they humiliate him as much as they humble him.
They humble him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a good point of, as Richard's character grows, he makes fewer comments.
Right. Exactly.
About,
yeah.
Yeah.
There's growth there.
Yeah.
And even like Zelensky, who is a jerk, who's a rude guy, doesn't really like make a point of that. He never makes any of those jokes. So like there is this idea of like we don't have to make those jokes. The joke is the air freshener.
Yeah.
Went a little heavy on the pine tree cologne there, kid. Also, I forgot to mention it. Dan Aykroyd's great. Like he's so good. And apparently he signed on to it and he knew he was playing like this auto guy from Chicago. And before Peter Segal even talked to him, like their first meeting, Dan Aykroyd was like, all right, I have a voice, I have a haircut, I have all the things ready for you. Let me know what you think. And Peter was like, do it all. Do it. Do whatever you want with it. It's perfect. And so all of those Zelensky things, that's just Dan Aykroyd's ideas, which is great because they were,
awesome.
He was a perfect character in all of that.
Yeah.
So it would have been a shame to end it and not mention Dan Aykroyd, who is
we skipped over that, but yeah, he did a good job.
Who's a real life crazy Ghostbuster guy.
Yeah, that's
a story for another time.
Real quick,
yes,
something that I read that was really funny that I didn't know where to put it in earlier. Apparently during filming, when they flew to Toronto, Chris Farley wasn't feeling well, so he went to the hotel on that first night, and then David Spade and Rob Lowe went to get drinks or something. Uh-huh. And so Chris Farley was mad at them the next day.
Yes, that is 100% true.
How's Rob Lowe?
Yeah.
And just like
Chris Farley was so incredibly jealous that they went out. And then
they got in a physical altercation, which led to Chris throwing David like against a wall or something. And then they got onto set and they composed themselves long enough to get onto set. And then David couldn't say his lines and then just stormed off. And then they didn't talk to each other for a while, which I think is like, well, they pulled some of their character inspiration from real life stuff. Yeah.
They were the fat guy in a little coat. That was an actual joke that Chris did because they shared an office. So Chris would just take David Spade's jackets and put them on. And so there was a little bit of like, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he actually ever ripped one of David Spade's jackets. The housekeeping joke is something that David Spade used to prank Chris Farley with. There were a bunch of jokes that were just Chris Farley, David Spade jokes that just made it into the movie. Yeah. Which is a great thing, Anyway. It was great talking about this movie. It was nice to have like a good movie. You can follow us on social. We're Review Rewind. There are other Review Rewinds, but they're not the real Review Rewind.
Rewind.
So remember to keep reviewing your rewind, and we'll see you next time. That was pretty good. I
think you got it backwards though.
Review Rewind. Reviewing. I think that's right.
Don't worry about it.
Hey. Bye.